We're back. Last night, the Albuquerque Dukes upset the Tokyo Riot to be the first ever Nexus Conference representative in a Rivals Cup. And tonight, it's time to discover their dance partner. The Oklahoma City natives have traveled here to the pit in Buffalo, New York, under the leadership of GM Clint Baker, rookie sensation Russell Watson, and the sack artist Tony Pearson. They are on the warpath, hoping to upset an unstoppable juggernaut in the Buffalo Brawlers. So, David, meet Goliath. The Brawlers, a 16-1 menace, are led by presumptive MVP Andrew Frost at quarterback, who's put defenses on ice all season with the help of running back Ronnie Leak, the league's year one rushing leader. On defense, a wave of pass rushers from Greg Looney to Rashad Kelly. And in the secondary, former native superstar safety Julius Dobson, who's carved out a no-fly zone in the Buffalo D. So, it's time. Who will see the Dukes for a shot at championship glory? And whose season ends tonight? Let's dive in for some primetime action here at Football Rivals.
Presentation of the Rivals Broadcast Network.
And here we are. We're trying it once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The lights are up. The pit is packed. And you know what time it is. The Apex Conference Championship game where we have two teams left and only one ticket to the Rivals Cup. I'm here with Commissioner Chris Back. Back, how you feeling tonight?
Who will take on the Nexus champion in the Apex Championship.
That's right. The natives, led by GM Clint Baker. He has been putting rookies all over, including that guy, presumptive Rookie of the Year, Russell Watson. Meanwhile, the Brawlers, led by Pete Gaffney at head coach, are looking to the Iceman, Andrew Frost, the presumptive MVP frontrunner. And let's talk about a few keys to the game that we've got here. If you're the natives, you want to plug the run and pressure Andrew Frost. Meanwhile, if you are the Brawlers, you know what you got to do. You have to get through this game. You can't be looking ahead too far. It is time, and it is time for kickoff. Let's get into it. The Brawlers kicking away first to the natives, and here we go.
Yeah, and I'm excited, man. Watson has been the piece that Baker needed City. He has led the rookies across the board. Even when you talk about Jimmy McNamara with Canton Crush, Watson's got to be in those numbers. As you see, 4,429 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He is going to be the leader that they need here for the natives for many years to come.
But what matters most is that he's here in this game now, and the rest are at home. He hands off on first down to Marcus Carroll because I believe they still have Montana out on the injury report.
Yeah, that one hurt him pretty bad. Montana's been in and out of, off and on the injury report, I should say, all years. They come out in this little tight box formation again, first down.
Sticking to the ground game early, but you know, obviously we looked at those stats. Meanwhile, there's another character that plays into this drama. Julius Dobson traded for Jimmy Watkins mid-season before the trade deadline. Both safeties have played great, but you gotta say Dobson's played better. Watson hits his receiver in the flat, but quickly brought down by Cooks.
Yeah, and that's the offense that the natives bring to the field every week. They like to do these quick ins and outs, quick slants, and then they pound up the middle with the rush game, which Montana was leading the league. Great. See, there we go, right up the middle. Slant, right up the middle, first down. Montana was leading the league in broken tackles and runs over 20 yards.
Absolutely, and now Carroll's got a lot to live up to. Thanks for the catch, Coach Baker, on the volume. Running up the middle, this time stuffed by that Buffalo front seven. A cold front, if you will, on the D-line. These guys have certainly played some quality defense all year. They've been number one against the run and the pass. You could say they're the best defense in the league.
Yeah, when you look at the stats, batted down at the line. When you look at the stats, Buffalo is #1 across all 8 of the measurable team statistics.
So it is a team game, and as much as the Brawlers have gotten credit for Andrew Frost, do they not get enough credit for, the defense that gives up a big play there to rookie Russell Watson, finds his receiver streaking down the seam, and that was a big, important pickup. I believe that was Michael Ruiz, the recipient of that throw.
Yeah, and that's the style that Watson, when he was at college at the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, they ran an air raid style offense, so he's used to throwing on the move.
Yeah, not afraid to sling that rock, and he has got them in just outside the red zone here early. But there he is,
and he's going to go down.
We knew that this pass rush was going to come into play. We were just not sure how early. Rashad Kelly getting one on the first drive. He is in the top 3 in sacks on the season.
Yeah, there's leaders across the board in this game, where last night we had 2 great defensive teams that played, up the gut for a huge run. 14-yard run on 2nd and 16. But last night we had 2 great units. Tonight we have stars dotted across the field.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. He hands off the gun. He's got the first down and more, headed towards the goal line, but stopped by the defense just short of the goal line. They're certainly getting their reps in, and that was Terrence Kitchens, I believe.
Yeah, we I got told a million times today that I sound like Skip Lloyd when I call touchdown. They couldn't tell sometimes that it was me. He's up the gut.
But stopped, and there's captain on the defense, Ramon Sanchez, an unheralded free agent. There was a competition for him, but right now the competition's for the first touchdown. Watson got the empty set, 2nd and goal, trying to run it. I believe that's a sack. I don't know what you'd call it, a sack or a tackle for loss, but either way, Sanchez back-to-back impact plays at the goal line.
Yeah, that was a designed run all the way, and he just didn't pick a spot to run to right there.
Now got to see if this #1 ranked Brawlers defense can clamp down and force a 4th down here, 3rd and goal. Watson's got room, throws it to the boundary. It's a touchdown!
That's a touchdown!
The Natives go up early on 3rd and goal, finding his receiver. That's Xavier McGee with some toe drag swag.
Look at that foot placement.
Just barely. The tips of the turf there. The tips of the toes to the tips of the turf. Just barely getting it. Looks like they're going to let it stand. And Oklahoma City up early.
Yeah, they went down the field, and you can see Baker has this team with a cocky attitude. The whole playoffs they have. I think, we've called it out in the game descriptions for the other playoff games, and they just are, not in a negative way, but they are full of themselves, and they are confident right now, and it shows on the field.
Meanwhile, the Brawlers getting the return. That's Middleton getting it up past the 25, out to around the 28-yard line. And what can you say about this quarterback?
Man, Frost has been freezing defenses all year long. Let's see the touchdowns. 64-4, 6,106 yards.
And that's throwing touchdowns.
That's fantasy numbers right there. That's not a man's numbers in a football league. And these numbers, this is the first year. You got to think these numbers won't be broken for a while.
Yeah, that'll stand for quite a long time. He also happened to have 3 rushing touchdowns, so 67 total touchdowns to 4 interceptions on the year. 2nd and 4 after a quick 6 on first. Complete, into traffic there. Not afraid to throw to T1000. Terrence Andrews has been a dominant receiver this season.
Yeah, in this pass game, this team throws to run. So they will hit 3 to 5 passes in a row, and then you see them setting the bait right there.
Just
play
like
action,
that.
And then Leak will hit you for a 25-yard run.
And that's, I was one of the keys to the game. I was saying, run to pass, but ultimately you're right. That has not been their formula. I just thought they might switch it up to try to get the Natives off guard, but clearly Andrew Frost has no qualms about throwing the ball in the Apex Conference Championship game.
Yeah, I was looking at one of their games. I just randomly chose a game from earlier in the season today to see what their pass-to-run ratio, and it's like 76% pass. So there you go. It's
the first run is not
passes.
even to Ronnie Leak. Instead, it's to the power back, Luke Lindsay, who was a trade recipient from the Tokyo Riot right before the start of the season. Big first down on first down with Luke Lindsay.
Yeah, as they have the tight bunch formation up there to the top of the screen, they're going to probably, nope, he play action.
But he's
He goes
hitting Leak
back
out of
to
the
Leak.
backfield. Ooh, only getting 2 there, just a little too close to the boundary there. It looks like maybe a slight misfire more than a defensive stop, really.
Yeah, and that was just bad play call. He didn't have anybody as they run a sweep.
Ooh, unusual. The Brawlers have not run many sweeps on the season, and interesting timing to try one out here. You see Cam Reed getting more snaps, has really cemented himself with a starting role on this offense, and they're going to need something from somebody here on 3rd and 9 out of the shotgun. Andrews running around. Fake the handoff, dump it out, tunnel screen, can't get there. Huge defensive stop
the
for the
Natives
Natives.
are going to hold Buffalo to a punt on the first drive of the game.
No, I think they're going to kick the field goal here. They're in pretty good position.
Sure, you're right. They're in field goal range. I thought they got sacked. You're right.
No,
that was my bad.
They have that big throw downfield to Andrews. Let's see if Blackwell can put it through. He's got the power always. Sometimes a little shoddy with the accuracy, but not tonight. The mighty righty kicks it through and gets them on the board, but they are still down by 4 here in the first quarter. Kick is deep, returning from just behind the 5-yard line up to the 22. And gets snuffed out by the coverage there as Watson comes back out. Both quarterbacks had solid first drives, but Watson, the rookie, the one who was able to convert for a touchdown.
Yeah, and the only thing I wish that we could see is Montana running tonight. But
Absolutely.
It is what it is. They love this tight double twins formation here. Oh, he's wide open, and he missed him down the sideline.
That was a very rare miss and a lucky miss for the Brawlers because they brought the pressure there, and Watson found the soft spot in the zone coverage. Now he's 2nd and 10, single back in the shotgun. He's throwing it. Oh, again, overthrown the rookie. Too high 2 times in a row. Vernon Cooks celebrating, but he didn't do much about the play.
Yeah, that's going to come back and hurt them later in the game. We'll see if they come back to that many more times tonight.
Watson got 3rd and 10 here, feeling some pressure and almost picked off.
He had a
Very
man
close.
underneath the intended receiver coming across the side of the field. If he would have hit him, he had nothing but daylight in front of him. That was a bad decision, a rare bad drive by Watson.
And that certainly we'll see how that drive ends up impacting the course of this game as Graves just takes a fair catch there. Frost coming back out. I imagine they're just going to keep the pressure on. Pressure has been a privilege, Coach Gaffney said before the game, but you got to wonder, being number 1 across the board and almost everything everywhere, is that pressure bound to cause some cracks, or are they going to ride it out to the end? Ronnie Leak getting a nice 5-yard chunk on first down.
Well, and yeah, this front 7, they have 2 of the top leading sack leaders on this team.
On the Natives, right.
Yeah, so the pressure that's going to come from the Natives defense is insane, and it's something they have not seen all year.
That is true. They've absolutely had their way with teams. I was doing the research. The Brawlers won by 28 or more points in 11 games this season, but they did not see a ton of formidable pass rushes. Ronnie Leak fights his way forward for 8 big yards.
Yeah, that was a big boy Buffalo Brawlers run right there.
And what can you tell us about Ronnie Leak? He never seems to have flashy plays, but he always ends up with a ton of yards.
Yeah, he has a lot of, if you look at his stats at the end of the game, he has a lot of open across the middle.
Dean Price, it looks like, in the flat there, moving into that slot receiver role with Cam Reed moving outside. They sort of put Dom Metcalf slightly on the back burner in favor of Cam Reed out wide, and this guy, Dean Price, in the middle. That's a scary slot receiver talent.
Yeah, coming across the middle. He's going to make somebody miss eventually if they keep hitting him like that. But Leak, he's a bruising style back, and he just happens to have speed. So when he knocks that first guy on his back, and there's no one in front of him, he's gone.
And he's done it. We've seen him just barrel through guys this year. And you're right, then he absolutely has the horsepower to turn it up. And that is a first quarter gone just like that. Thanks for hanging with us through some early technical difficulties, but we seem to be off and running now in a 7-3 dogfight here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a great first quarter. Both teams went down their first drives of the game and showed what they could do. Unfortunately for the Brawlers, they did come up short and had to take the field goal, but they have the ball now and can take the lead if they can get down the field.
That's right, 2nd and 8 Saw Gaffney wearing that warming jacket as he hits Cam Reed out at the boundary for a couple there, but looks like a gain of 5. Certainly going to need 3 more to get the first down here. Shotgun set. He's got Leak in the backfield with him. Trips left with Andrews on the inside. Finds an open man. There's Dean Price.
Oh, he caught it.
A little shake and bake from Dean Price.
I did not see him catch that. I was watching the whole time.
Yeah, it came right to him, and now they are got 1st and goal from the 7-yard line, and now they're into a bit more of a pronounced run situation, but they're still going to drop back and pass. He hits Andrews, who's trying to fight forward and cannot get to the goal line. The Natives are playing a very, very bend but don't break defense here, and this looks like you'd got to think of a power run. Ooh, somebody jumped. Somebody jumped. Ooh, and it's the Brawlers. Buffalo going to be backed up, and it's the fullback, Greg Gaddis.
It's like, man, you know the play. It was probably coming to you or you were blocking someone.
Yeah.
As they come out in the Natives' favorite formation right here.
That's right. And Frost seeing something he likes, making a quick sight adjustment, dumping it off over the middle. 3rd and goal from the 4 here. That was probably a safe play. That coverage was sticky in the end zone.
Yeah, they have that tight formation up top. They like to throw it out to the corner of the end zone out of this formation. So let's see if they
goal.
do that.
Let's see if he does.
There
He's got Andrews open,
he's
but
open.
He's looking the wrong way. Frost is going to run it. He's getting in wide open. He walks it in. Andrew Frost is ice cold early.
That was a great play. That was a great play. Frost just showed why he is the presumptive MVP right there. Nothing's open. He had a man open for the touchdown. He rolled to the right for dear life.
He had to. The rush was right in his face. He had to roll right. He couldn't get it to Andrews without making a horrible decision on a throw, and instead he keeps it and he runs it in.
And the Buffalo Brawlers now are in the lead.
Just like that, and Blackwell's going to kick it away. Return from just behind the 5 up to the 27 there, and something worth note, kickoffs may look a little different next season as Russell Watson walks onto the field.
Yeah, we're running that through some cycles right now, and we may or may not have, I don't know how much we want to tell, as they come out in that formation again. And he's got blockers set up.
Off the edge, only gets 3. Looked like he got more, but Johnson, the run specialist, as you know, the Brawlers platoon their linebacking core based on what they presume the play is or what type of defensive scheme they're running. That time it was Connor Johnson, very much there to stop the run. This time they get caught in a pass look, and it looks like Jaquez Bradham in on the tackle, who's more known for his coverage ability.
Yeah, and you got to think right here that they've got to take a shot to try to get this first down.
Absolutely. 3rd and 4. He's feeling the pressure. Screen
pass. It's set up.
Oh, no, a flag. What is the flag? Let's see where the laundry got dirty, and it's a hold on the offense. Worst possible time. It looked like they'd even converted that. Mitch Waters trying to block out on the edge there on that screen, creating a 3rd and 14 instead of a 1st and 10. Big swing.
Yeah, that could have been a drive killer right there.
Oh,
Watson goes down.
Rookie on rookie crime is, they call him Huggy Bear. Brad Huggins getting a big sack on fellow rookie Russell Watson.
And out of nowhere, just like that, the Natives are punting from deep in their own side of the field.
I was just going to say from real deep in, and Graves has some room to run it here. Not going to get far. Boy, does he have burner speed, but got to get open first and hard as a return man. Frost coming back out. You know, he ran that last touchdown in, and ironically, that was only, his 3rd or 4th on his 4th rushing touchdown in the season.
I believe it was his 4th, yeah.
So not something he does often, but at the right times. And here they got the ball from about the 50, and this is really bad news if you're the Natives. You've got to do something defensively here to clamp down, because once the Brawlers heat up, it's really hard to cool them off.
Yeah, and that's the deal with the Brawlers is their defense will let teams score, but the offense almost always scores.
And there's Ronnie Leak with a juke. We were just saying how he's a bruising running back, and there he puts on his soft shoes.
Yeah, that's going to be in a highlight reel somewhere. Sorry, whoever that was that just got your ankles broken.
Oh, good thing the truck didn't want to put a face to or a name to the crime. Just moving on. No replay. Hands it off to Leak again, who finds another hole off the right side and gets gang tackled after 8 yards. This is not a good look when you can just have Andrew Frost handing it off, but that's what the Brawlers have been able to mix it up all season.
Yeah, and the natives, they come out, they play like this. Oh, as he's wide open
again.
Across the middle for the first down. Yep, out of the backfield.
Clearly a passing opportunity here. 1st and 10, might as well take a shot. Frost dumping it off again. Looks like Middleton this time. They're just moving it in chunks right down the field, going back to a power formation. That's Luke Lindsay again.
Yes, strong I formation off to that right side.
Oh, Lindsay gets stopped in the backfield. He had a monster preseason right after being traded and showed he could, in a pinch, be a lead back, but Ronnie Leak, really hard to take him off the field. They do sometimes. That was not a good decision. 2nd and 12, 10 seconds on the play clock. Hand off, Leak going wide, also getting caught up. Great defensive lockdown here in the last 2 plays. The natives, if they can stop them here and hold them to a field goal, that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be a major victory for the natives. The natives' defense is too fast on the edges. The Brawlers are not going to get the yards on the edge like that.
Absolutely. Frost got time, but now being flushed from the pocket, running
Oh,
again.
and he takes off again.
Can't get away that time. Brought down after only a yard gained. Clearly the defense doing something to cover those receivers, and now Frost getting into it a little bit. I'm not sure if that was with Peterson or somebody else, but they're certainly happy to have kept him from running it in a second time.
Driving him down on the ground on that throwing arm, too. So you can't take too many of those as the alleged MVP of the league trying to win this game to get them into the Rivals Cup. As we're approaching 4.5 minutes left to go in the half.
Yeah, an atypical game for both teams, usually a little bit higher scoring, and right now you're seeing the best of the best in the Apex Conference, and it is a little bit of a street fight.
Yeah, this is a kickoff, obviously, that we're seeing right now. But I wanted to say when we talked about the punt return earlier, that was from deep in when they were punting from deep in their own territory. There have been 0 punt returns for touchdowns this year.
Wild stat. Careful, you might have just prognosticated.
Yeah, probably did. It looks like the Brawlers are going to bring cut blitz, but they sat back in coverage.
Yeah, and it did not work. Watson found the open man. Was that Pritchard over the middle? Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, we saw this last night, a big name get going down, but, last night it was Hobbs.
That's right, Hobbs and now Pritchard. And you talk about players that teams can't afford to lose, Pritchard's probably right up there. He is clearly the #1 receiver on this team.
Yeah, and then we'll see how this affects them as they're coming out in kind of an offset strong pistol formation here.
And they're going to run it with Carroll, and that looks like Greg Looney coming off the edge and knifing inside, making a good stop after only 2. 3rd and 3, a very big 3rd and 3 for the natives right here. They got to go down and score. Don't forget the Brawlers will get the ball back after the half.
First down pass right there.
Sanchez walks him back, but they're gonna say he caught it ahead of the sticks. He clearly did, but yeah, McGee has now moved up into that #1 receiver role, and he is a little bit slight, at least as far as height goes, and can't necessarily throw a lot of high balls to McGee. Meanwhile, Watson trying to hand off, and wow, Sanchez knifing through the gap and bringing him down for a loss of 3. Sanchez has been all over the field.
Yeah, and we see both offenses here struggling on the edge, man. You got to stay between the tackles, north and south.
North-south.
East and west plays are not going to work here.
And there you go again. See, if he had tried to run it up the gut.
Play. Yeah.
And Bradham's a speedy coverage, linebacker, but he can tackle. And if you're trying to cut it outside, he has got the speed to close in and make a stop. He did there. That is the 2-minute warning. Now starting to feel a little bit of pressure. The natives here in the shotgun, 3rd and 13, faking the handoff, but the pressure gets into his face. Is that Huggins again? No, it's Noah Patterson, the defensive nose tackle. He is a monster. He blocks out the sun, and that time he brought down the rising sun for the natives, Russell Watson.
Untouched, man. He barely got done with the play action, and then he was smacked in the face.
Graves with a little bit of a return there, but certainly not enough. But yeah, if you talk about, guys that have got some size and talent. That's Noah Patterson, 6'6", 375 at the nose tackle. They signed him to a monster 5-year extension. That's exactly why. Oh, wide open to
wide
Terrence
open.
Andrews. Not a good look there for the Natives. Got caught napping a little bit.
Yeah, and the Brawlers are trying to score here before the halftime.
They sure are. You can see it.
They're not going to sit back.
Yeah, he's firing it now, getting over the 50. I think that was Dom Metcalf sighting. Dirty Dom with his first catch of the game. Oh, but an injury, and now Dom's hurt. Yikes, receivers going down.
And this conference championship week has been injury prone. And we see in the chat, Coach Baker saying that Pritchard has had the injury bug all season.
Oh, Cam Reed, it looks like, stretching out to make an incredible catch. His first catch of the game, and what a catch, laying it out. All 6'6" of that height, just getting behind the linebacker, or in front of the linebacker, and making a diving catch.
I was just about to say, all 6'9" of him. He's a huge receiver out there. As you can see him standing head at least ahead.
No.
Oh, touchdown!
Frost hits Daniel Barrington, the tight end, down the seam, and we are starting to see what looks like a Brawlers game.
Yeah, and this is what the Natives can't afford to happen is just, like I said, they don't stop scoring. You have to keep up with them.
Yeah, once they start, they don't stop. In fact, if you look back, the Brawlers' one loss this season was an absolute firestorm, 38-35 loss to their division rival, the Bombers and Stanley Jenkins. So it's a rare game where the Brawlers are not putting up a mountain of points. In fact, I was looking, I don't know if you remember their lowest scoring game of the year.
I don't.
It was actually, would you believe that the lowest point total the Brawlers have had all season is Week 10 against the Albuquerque Dukes, 27-7 win over Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's crazy. Especially the Dukes upset quite a few teams that they should not have this year. I know they didn't upset the Brawlers, but they held onto a league or a season low.
Absolutely. The Dukes put up the closest thing to a defense against Andrew Frost and the Brawlers, and Watson is wishing his defense is doing a little more as he takes off running, getting a first. Nope, just short of the first down. 2nd and 1. They do use that timeout. You're right.
40 seconds to go. If Watson can take him downfield, they've got to score before halftime.
Oh, great tackle. Great coverage. Playing some tight coverage there when you'd think they would almost lay off a little bit. 3rd and 1. Watson looking, trying to throw on the run. He does successfully. That is their last timeout.
Yeah, and you got to think, you got to start hitting, you got to take a shot here maybe and then get some deep middle routes to try to get in field goal range.
Look at the coverage. They're playing some press there. And oh, jeez.
It as he threw it.
This is, it's interesting because we know the Brawlers can get to the quarterback, but I think the assumption coming in was that the Natives were going to be getting after Frost, and right now Watson is kind of running for his life.
Yeah, I had this pegged as an offense versus defense game. There he goes. He
Marcus
takes off down the sideline.
Up the sideline, but he didn't
but
step out.
They have no timeouts.
Yeah, gosh, got to step out there. The clock is running, and that is it. The clock runs out as they're trying to make a little bit of a move. Andrew Frost feeling good heading into halftime because he knows he's getting the ball back.
Yeah, that's insane. 20-7. I mean, it is 20-7, but it's only 20-7. So they're still in this game. Their defense has to keep playing strong, which we know they can do. They're very well capable of doing that. So we got to see the Natives defense clamp down on this offense more.
Absolutely.
You see, that was just a beautiful touchdown by Frost right there.
And that was under duress. Frost finding a way to get into the end zone like he has all season. That was a bit of a wounded duck, but he hit Daniel Barrington in stride. Barrington is not a speedy tight end, but he found the end zone because he was wide open.
I just think he was so excited for the ball. He didn't realize that tight end was going to be so open, streaking down the field.
There's Graves with the return there. Frost coming back out. So what do you think? We've got 2 quarters left, 1 half. What do you make of it so far back?
I mean, like I was trying to say right before halftime, we had this pegged as a Natives defense versus the Brawlers offense, and it's kind of flip-flopped and turned into the Brawlers defense against the Natives offense. So the Natives offense has to figure out a way to get around this defense.
That's right. Meanwhile, Buffalo on offense just kind of doing their thing. Doesn't look any different from any other game they've played this season. They're just carving up whatever defense is in front of them because they have so many skill position players, and they've got a quarterback who threw 64 touchdowns. And oh yeah, he can run, can he?
Yeah, I mean, he showed right off the bat. You know, you said he only had 3 touchdowns. He was like, well, we need to fix that. So he took off for the touchdown. But yeah, Frost is just he's a machine.
Somebody wired the game call into his earpiece because he didn't want us talking any smack. And if he's listening, he knows he's been pretty clear. This could be, no matter what happens, his last year in Buffalo as he drops back and finally
he's gonna get a
down for the
body
sack.
bag.
Finally. Where has that been all game?
Yeah, they finally got to him. The league leader in sacks, finally.
No, that wasn't Pearson.
No, that wasn't Pearson. Sorry, that was Peterson, yeah.
But Peterson wasn't far behind.
He's like 3rd or 4th in sacks. They have 2 of the top 5 leaders in sacks.
I was going to say, in this game are 3 of the top sackers in the league.
It's insane how the defenses are playing for both of these teams.
He throws it. Oh, it is complete. Down the sideline. Who else? T1000. Terrence Andrews.
He's had a hell of a season, man. It's just, this whole team is just so impressive. And they're just, like I said, they pass to run. And right now they're just opening up the pass game. So they can do
and there he
that
goes.
Right there. Hey,
6. They'll still take 6.
The clock is, you know, this game's going by fast. That's what happens when you're kind of a low-scoring game is the clock goes by fast.
Absolutely. And now they're just looking to
smacked in the backfield there.
There you go. Yes, he was trying to make a little cut, couldn't make it happen. Third and 4 for Andrew Frost and company. Out of the shotgun, he's got Middleton out in the flat instead. Nope, doesn't need him. Hits Cameron Reed near the seam.
Yeah, and Cam Reed's had a really good rookie season this year. You know, he won the national championship at Michigan last year with Burt Bean. Came into Buffalo, and now he has a chance to win. You know, he'll be the only one that can have a chance to win the national championship and the national, or the Rivals Cup, I should say.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Well, the game isn't over yet, but the Brawlers are certainly taking advantage of getting the ball back after the half. Now it looks like he's sending Reed in motion. They love this motion trickeration, faking the handoff, tunnel screen, but it is sniffed out.
No comment on the screenplay.
I know. I know, partner. You hate those screens. But they're going to try him. And here we go. 2nd and 11. Loss of a yard there. Frost still looking comfortable. Bringing Reed again in motion. This time he stays. Oh, fighting it out. Wow. He didn't get much, but that was still an impressive gain of 2 yards.
That was an impressive feat of strength right there as they come out in 5 wide.
3rd and 9. Frost got time. But he's going to run it, and he's going to convert it and slide. Oh, jeez.
Oh!
Took a shot, but he doesn't even care. He's feeling himself now. 1st down.
That was the jankiest slide I've ever seen as he took a rib shot on the way to the ground.
You know, you almost wish he'd slid 2 yards sooner so they could have gotten a 1st down. Now they're the worst ever 1st and goal when you got 9 yards.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 9 is not a good decision.
Oh, Barrington over the middle.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Daniel Barrington. Talk about team player and a captain of dance. Barrington started the season as the starter, was graceful when rookie C.J. Smith eclipsed him, and is now back in the starting role as Smith is hopeful he could make a return if they make the Rivals Cup. But Daniel Barrington has been clutch for them from week 1 all the way through to the Apex Conference Championship game.
Oh, and they're going for 2 points here to try to get up 21.
Coach Gaffney said before the game, we are not messing around. We are not taking this lightly. We are here to win. Oh, wow. Dagger. Cameron Reed with the 2-point conversion.
All right, Natives, you got to show us something right here. This is going to be slipping away. It'll be gone. You have to do something on this drive. Halfway through the 3rd quarter. There's still plenty of time, but the defense is just not cutting it right now.
Man, and you're telling me the Brawlers are going to move on from this guy at quarterback? That's insane.
I mean, rumors are, I'm privy to the backroom chat and talks, but the rumors are that there are just massive trade quantities being thrown at Frost right now. So
there'd have to be for them to move on from this guy at quarterback. Whoa, a huge return!
Oh, we're going to see a kickoff return!
Wow, you were talking about returns earlier, and boy, the natives needed that one. Absolutely huge return there. But we're talking about Watson, who has been taking some huge hits of his own, feeling the pressure from this Brawlers cold front. But he has still looked strong and looked heady. He hasn't made any massive mistakes, no turnovers yet, but they have not been able to keep up the scoring attack.
Yeah, and Watson, he is. Anyone knows he was at Southern Miss. He is one of my favorite college and pro players. So, I would love to see Watson do something here and show some fight, but you got to see if they can get around this defense.
Well, it's 2nd and 1 now. They are behind enemy lines, and Carroll gets it for the first down, tackled by who else? The human tackling machine tonight. Ramon Sanchez found every runner, basically.
Yeah, I think his name's been called on 99% of the tackles.
Yeah, if it's a run play, Sanchez is probably making the stop, and there he does again.
A draw that actually worked as they pick up 9, and Watson's starting to feel it right now. They're doing what they do. They're getting back to their offense where they use the run to get Watson in a groove.
And this game is not over. There is still time, but wow, Stratum comes up from the middle linebacker spot. Remember, they got 2 in this mixed 3-4 front they play. Ooh, got an interesting 3rd and 1 call here. Watson under center.
Oh!
Noah Patterson showing why they gave him the bag once again. He had a big sack earlier and now a massive tackle for loss. Even the chip blocker couldn't get a piece of him. Hard to get a piece of a 6'6", 375 nose tackle. They're going for a long field goal back.
That was a stuffed crust pizza right there. He did not go anywhere, and the cheese is just oozing out everywhere. Sorry, I'm hungry, and we had a long flight here to get to Buffalo tonight. So,
but hey, the pizza and wings are excellent in Buffalo, and they promised to feed us right after the game.
Allegedly, we'll see what happens.
Kicking it away, they did get 3 there. Going to see the return again, Middleton. A little bit of juke. Not nearly as good a return, but Middleton has made a lot of broken tackles this season, unheralded behind Ronnie Leak. But let's talk about Andrew Frost. What have you seen from him tonight?
Like we said, he's just a machine. They don't stop. They continue to score. I would love to see the statistics on how often they score and how often they don't. It would be insane. It has to be insane numbers. They're averaging like 40 points a game. And that's how they beat teams, is they just pile it on so high that you can't see the daylight.
Even if you get a couple on him. Oh, and Cameron Reed makes a little bit of a spinner Rooney on the catch there. Contested, and he still manages to spin off and get some yards. Cameron Reed not known for getting up into defenders' grills, but he has no problem talking a little smack there.
Yeah, we know Cam Reed personally, and he is a smack talker, so it's kind of interesting to see him get up there and finally make some noise on the field.
Well, that comes with confidence and making big plays, and now that he's earned a starting role in this offense, I think he might have a lot more to say. Frost firing it out, and there it is again, Cam Reed. That was, I would say, not the best throw by Frost, but Cam Reed so long, such big wingspan, he can just lay out and make some incredible plays. Look at this catch.
Yeah, and then he gets up and does the
little Russian,
little dance celebration there.
Clog man.
Like, it's the 3rd quarter, Cam. Calm down.
But they are up pretty comfortably, and they are still moving the ball. Frost gets it away on the screen just in time, and a screen that works to Ronnie Leak for a big gain of about 13 there.
Yeah, that was a big play. That was what the Riot were trying to get dialed in last night.
Yeah, it was one too many, maybe. Went to the well.
Avail.
Frost
Both
1st and 10.
Teams are running these tight receiver formations.
And as Barrington again out to the sideline, a gain of 4. Frost looking as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, and right here, this is again where they like to take that shot into the corner of the end zone at the bottom of the screen.
Frost slings it, finds a man.
They sling it the other way for the touchdown.
Barrington gets his third touchdown of the game. The fill-in tight end is showing why he's still capable of being a starter in this league.
Yeah, that was a great play all the way around, the whole team effort. And like we said, they just don't stop scoring. You have to stand up and make them stop by yourself, and they're just not cutting right now.
You got to wonder, is there anything the natives can do right now? As they watch Blackwell kick it right through and puts them up, what was that, 35-7?
35-10.
Oh, 10, I'm sorry, I forgot the field goal. 35-10. Can't forget about that.
As they, they have to come out. And I mean, basically the rest of the game, you're in a 2-minute drill right now. You're down by 25. You've got to come out and score fast. Another decent kick return.
Yeah, the return game is looking okay tonight. Marcus Carroll also looking okay. But when it comes to the Apex title game, okay is not good enough. Look at that difference. We don't care about
Marcus Carroll right now. We need to see Watson throwing the ball here.
And instead, they're going to hand off out of the shotgun as Ramon Sanchez says, thank you. Let that clock creep.
See, somebody in the chat said throw in the towels, reminiscent of Rocky IV there, but we'll see if the natives can fight back here at all.
Nice throw out to the boundary there, but Dobson making an appearance, getting a tackle on his old team. He's got to be feeling good right now.
Dobson. We've got Dobson here.
We got Dobson. Little Jurassic Park reference for anybody who's pop culture inclined. And now that it's the fourth quarter, keep your eyes and ears peeled as there's an opportunity for some bonus points. Get those fours up, chat. It is
just
time.
An insane 3 quarters of play right there. Again, Buffalo is piling it on, but it took them a while to get going. So, I mean, there's still hope for the natives as they got to come in. They have to score a touchdown on this drive.
He hits McGee for the first down.
Yeah, and they come out in this, they're not a streak taking big shots down the sideline offense. So they will take these 10 to 15 yard passes, but that's where they've got to get guys in position so that they can, pick up a block downfield as on a shorter underneath pass and have a deeper guy block for them.
Watson.
It's just, there you go right there. And it's another 8 yard pass, and these little 8 to 12, 10 to 15 yard passes is what they live off of.
And Buffalo will be inclined to let them do the chunk stuff all day because they have such a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and just it's eating clock, so they don't care about these. As he's taking off again, he's got the first down.
But really taking some hits. The Brawlers have been near the top of the league, taking the ball away today. Russell Watson, the one thing he can say has gone well is they have not turned it over yet.
Look at this defensive formation. They know that the natives are going to have to pass, and he's still getting in there. Oh, he broke free.
That was, I think, Patterson coming up his grill again. You do not want to see an almost 400-pound man bearing down on you as you're trying to throw a screen pass.
Yeah, but, obviously we didn't know it at first, but we saw later it was a screen play, so they let him come through, but still, that's a scary sight as he goes down.
Huggins getting his second sack of the game, and this rookie defensive lineman, the last pick of the first round in the first ever Football Rivals Pro League draft, and he has been really an unheralded player on their D-line all season.
This is the North Texan?
It sure is.
Yeah, North Texas mean green defensive tackle, a very underrated, under-scouted player. And that comes to show where, getting ready for the draft, any potential GMs that want to come into the league, it's there for you to do the research. You got to look, as Watson has
all day, and the Brawlers
a whole
are fine
quarter
with
to
that.
throw the ball. He finally takes off for a 13 to 14-yard run and the first down.
Jeez, but the Brawlers were fine with that. They were comfortable letting him sit there as long as he wanted.
Yeah, he burned about 2.5 minutes just sitting there in the pocket.
Now a handoff to Carroll again out of the shotgun, and ooh, yeah, they knew that was there. No, it's not Carroll.
That wasn't Carroll, yeah, that was 25. I don't have him in the stat sheet right here.
25 is Terrence Kitchens, who is absolutely your bottom of the barrel
another
back.
false start.
Oh, man, the natives just shooting themselves in the foot here with their bow and arrows.
Drop the hatchet on their big toe.
That's a better one for sure. We'll give you that one. Mac, you got any bonus opportunities for our fans in the chat?
Oh, in a minute. We'll see what happens here.
All right.
Drive.
Oh, no, and there it is.
Interception.
And it's Dobson. Dobson gets the interception. You know Julius Dobson is looking over to the native sideline saying, you traded me. You traded me.
That's a heartbreaker right there. As Watson makes a mistake. I mean, it was there. He just threw it a little too short. Didn't anticipate Dobson jumping the route. And if Frost and this team go down and score again, this game might be over.
Dobson, a superstar at safety, but right now Frost is making Daniel Barrington look like a superstar.
Yeah, the tight end game is just insane tonight.
Yeah, any chance the Barrington gets another look for a dev upgrade in the offseason? Let's see how the Rivals Cup goes. In the meantime, 1st and 10, 9:40 left in this Apex Conference title game. And, of course, Frost hands it off to Leak, and this is the time that it gets really dangerous if you're a defense looking at Ronnie Leak on the other side of the line of scrimmage, because this is when he does most of his work.
Yeah, and speaking of work, put in some work right now, guys, and put #Rivals, and you'll get an extra 20 credits for tonight for showing up.
Well, that's not much work at all. Is Frost?
Play action. Frost is going to take a shot.
And he's throwing it deep. Oh, man. Dean
man.
Price wide open down the sideline. Frost is now looking at 330 and 4 touchdowns. Pretty typical Andrew Frost game. And wow,
Dude,
wide open.
Wide open. Just busted zone coverage. He handed him off to the safety. The safety didn't pick him up, and that's just... This Natives defense is just unraveling in front of us right now, unfortunately.
And it is something to behold. It's 8:30 left here in the game. Hand it off to Leak again, who gets a little bit of wiggle, but only getting a couple.
Yeah, there's 8 minutes left in this game. They're up by 25. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to keep throwing with Frost. But, yep. Oh, and he goes down hard.
Was that...
I think that... No, that was the outside linebacker.
Yeah, that wasn't Pearson either. We're looking for a Tony Pearson sighting. You got to admit, they have done an incredible job keeping Tony Pearson away from the quarterback. Terrence Andrews getting a little bit of a chunk there. They're probably going to add a couple points here.
Yeah, and they're driving down the field. I mean, they're just eating the clock up here.
You could see it looked like Frost was complaining to the sideline, almost like he wanted to go for it, but 7 on 4th. Yeah, just kick that field goal, buddy.
Yeah, now they're up by 4 scores.
And 7 years ago, that's how long it's going to feel like this offseason for the Natives. It's going to feel like 7 years because they were on the doorstep. We could have had a rookie versus rookie quarterback, a Rivals Cup. Instead, it looks like the Natives going to have to live to fight another day.
Yeah, and if you looked across the board, Wally and D over on Rivals Radio had the Brawlers pick to win. I mean, everybody across the board pretty much had the Brawlers pick to win. I didn't claim it. We'll see what happens still. But Oklahoma City had a shot with this defense, but they just, again, the Brawlers don't stop scoring.
And when you talk about scoring, you too can score big. You know where I'm going.
I do. Probably a W. You saw Watson there. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 2, and this will probably be the game if they don't get it. He's got him over the... Oh, and he breaks off the tackle. He's not going to pick it up on the second effort. He had the first down, but he spun out of the tackle, and that reset his forward progress.
denied right there, and I realized the audio cut out for a minute when we were giving that Dubby promo. So that's Dubby.gg, promo code RIVALS. They're the official sports drink of Football Rivals. You can be a champion like Andrew Frost or Smokey Smith if you get some Dubby at Dubby.gg. Let's see, there's still a good chunk of time left. Do they score again?
I mean, if they score again, yeah, they probably will. I mean, they don't stop scoring.
They're already at the 36. Mitch Blackwell can kick it from beyond 40, from beyond the 40-yard line. So they're in field goal range already. And Ronnie Leak just chewing clock and running right up the gut. Nothing fancy here.
It's 3rd down and 7. If they get this first down, they're probably going to score again. But if it's looking dire. And he's going to get sacked. They may have just pushed him out of field goal range.
Absolutely, and I believe that's Tymon Montgomery slicing in from the middle linebacker spot with his 2nd sack of the night.
Yeah, that was a great play, untouched. Did you see the guy that was supposed to block him just turned around like, my bad?
Yeah, I think Ronnie Leak was a play action out off tackle to the left, and he was trying to cut back in to pick up that rusher. They're going to go for the kick from the 50-yard line.
A 60-yard field goal.
Blackwell has the leg. He's kicked a 60-yarder on the season.
It's good.
It's good. Dagger. The mighty righty makes it look easy as he clears one from 60+.
Yeah, I think there were a couple guys, they had like 63 and 64-yard field goals this year. It was just I remember, when I was younger, you'd see guys make a 48-yard field goal, and it was, oh, no, he missed the field goal.
Oh, I thought he had it.
It did look good, but he missed the field goal as they get the ball on the 50-yard line here.
Well, that goes to show what we can see from the cheap seats up here. Either way, I don't think it's going to impact too much as Watson is trying to do something with the ball here, but this is just a little bit of lipstick on a pig here as he's getting chased out of the pocket by Greg Looney, eventually brought down. Watson has had some good scrambles today, but it doesn't really matter that much at this point.
Yeah, Oklahoma City needs to keep the Loonies in Canada and try to have some guys take some shots here. And that was a currency reference, not a crazy people.
Oh, I believe the loony is also a form of a bird.
It is. I believe so.
Yeah, or is it a loon? It might be a loon.
I think that's a loon. I see in the chat, Coach Baker talking about Watson had a great rookie season. It's not over, but it's over. But yes, Watson had a hell of a rookie season, and he's going to be definitely being looked at for a dev upgrade for year 2. So
you'd think he'd have to. I mean, the guy came in with such low expectations. He was one of 2 quarterbacks that they drafted because they weren't even sure if he was going to be the guy. I believe they had Cartwright or somebody else to start the season, and then they shipped off the veteran and said, we're going to roll with the 2 rookies, and Watson took the keys and never returned the car.
Yeah, I mean, Watson is pretty much Watson, and there were 2 receivers that they had. He's going to get a touchdown here.
Hey, there you go. Some garbage time points. We'll take it.
Absolutely.
That's Michael Ruiz, who's had himself a little bit of a game tonight. And, hey, you know what? Good on them. They're able to dance.
That was a great – again, Watson, he's dangerous when he's on the run, man. But like I was saying, Watson and Pat Pierce with the Rhinos was his favorite target over there at Southern Miss.
Oh, man, SMU is dangerous with that duo.
And he's got another guy, another wide receiver who will be in the next year 2 draft, Oscar Dennis, who you will be able to see in the upcoming college season as they're going to try an onside kick here.
See how it goes with the onside. Right to Cam Reed. That's not a good look.
Yeah, it does not go. But yes, so it's, they triple-handedly got Southern Miss to get promoted in the relegation to the Big 12. So Southern Miss has some uphill battles, and they didn't do too great in the Big 12 their first year, but they've got 4 more years in relegation to prove that they that they can stay with the big dogs in the Big 12 conference.
And speaking of big dogs, it's now pretty clear who the big dog is heading into next week. We have got quite the rematch of sorts for our rivals, our first ever Rivals Cup. And you could say for the Brawlers, it feels a little bit like deja vu as they were able to technically win in the 0 year, but that doesn't mean anything. Can they get the first one ever next week against a very surprising Cinderella Albuquerque Dukes?
Now we have the 16-1 Brawlers against the 8-9 Dukes. But it doesn't matter because they all made the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They're all in the Rivals Cup.
And when you
these
talk
two
about
are in the Rivals Cup.
defense is what it's going to take to stop Andrew Frost, and the Dukes have come closer than anyone else as far as holding the offense in check, but they weren't able to get the win. Next week, we're going to see as that puts a bow on it. The Buffalo Brawlers are your first ever Apex champions, defeating the Oklahoma City Natives 38-17. Rookie Russell Watson put on his best attempt, but ultimately it was the Iceman's game. And what did you think of this one, Back?
I mean, it was pretty much what we expected. We hoped for a little more of a fight from Oklahoma City, but in the end, this is what the Brawlers have done all year, so it wasn't a shock. Frost is a beast. Like you said, we'll see him next week in the Rivals Cup, and then we'll have to find out if we're going to see him in Buffalo again next year in Season 2.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for staying with us. It was a fantastic season for the Natives, but they are going home empty-handed. There's no prize for running up unless you're running up the score, and that's what happened tonight here at the Pit. We will see you next week as we do one last live call on the season, as the Buffalo Brawlers will take on the Albuquerque Dukes. It's user GM versus user GM with a user rookie quarterback in the mix. You do not want to miss it. We will see you next week.